In 1914, obviously the First World War broke out and the volunteers split when John Redmond made his peak. Tom was devastated. He saw all his plans going up in smoke because at least 3/4 of the volunteers went to fight in France, leaving about 11,000 to kind of run. But they pulled these together again and started building up. In 1915, the death of Jeremiah O'Donovan Rossa in New York provided the basis for a big set-piece funeral. And Tom planned this over quite a long weeks while they were waiting for the body to be sent over. He planned an enormous funeral and ultimately a great display of volunteer strength and the citizen army, and come to mind, thousands of young men and women marched behind the coffin. And it culminated obviously in Patrick Pearse's speech on the field of death, which really was a very stirring event and caused very many young men and women to join the movement in the subsequent months. Now the IRB were controlling the Irish volunteers behind the scenes, which my age was not aware of. Tom had established a secret military council of Pearse, Amy Count and Joseph Plunkett. When plans for rebellion were laid and MacNeil discovered it, he was appalled. He was not necessarily opposed to revolution, to rebellion himself, but he felt you needed you needed public support, popular support before you could do it. But Britain had, for example, decided to introduce conscription. You could see that. But if you just went out with no public support and, what chance did you? He was persuaded to go along with it because of the hours coming from Germany, that Roger Casement had arranged for it, like coming from Ionad and Kerry. But once news came that the arms had been lost in case we had been arrested, MacNeil said, right, that's it. The universe has been called from Sunday, the issue of counter-national order, as the military council of the IRB devastated. They met that night wondering what to do, kind of panic-stricken, but decided that Tom was all for going out on the Sunday, as they had said anyway, but messages had gone out all around the country to the volunteers to go home. They had all been gathering and been told to go home. And it was felt that would cause too much confusion. They decided to come out on the Monday instead, and they sent out a second wave of couriers to go around the country and ensure people come out. This confusion meant the vast number of volunteers and citizen army just did not turn up on the day because they just didn't know what was going on. It also meant that not all the commandants were IRB, and the commandant in Limerick, for example, although the Limerick Battalion had been established and paid for and funded by John Daly, the Limerick commandant was not in the IRB. When he got a message from MacNeil, he obeyed it. When he got another message from Pearse, brought out by two of Kathleen's sisters, he didn't know who Pearse was particularly. He was just somebody who wrote magazines, who made speeches. But he wasn't his commander-in-chief as far as he was concerned. MacNeil was. So Limerick Battalion did not come out, and the Daly family in Limerick never ever forgave it. When the rising started, Tom Clark entered the GPO with Pearse and McDermott and James Connolly. He spent the whole week there. He had his arm in a sling because his aide-de-camp some weeks previously had waved a gun around and said, "Don't worry, Tom, it's not loaded." Tom just jumped out of the way, and the gun went off and shattered his elbow. He was very fortunate. McDermott then said to Kathleen Clark, "You realise Tom had been shot."